Hello all again. I'm back to do some more tutorials. This one's going to be on using the photo gallery, utilizing the gallery plugin and adding, removing photos, and adding an album and that process. So let's jump right in. I have navigated to my URL/manager. Brings me to the MODX Manager login. This is MODX Revolution. Now, to get to the photo gallery area, you're going to go to a little different path here than we had before. You're going to utilize this menu system at the top. You're going to hover over Components. It says Gallery, self-described right there. Click on it. And when you get to the gallery section here, you're going to see two albums, which are the two corresponding albums that are already in place. If we navigate to the site and we click over here on the gallery link, you get the gallery intro page, and then you have your two galleries over here, which is in a thumbnail generated menu. Let's click one of them and take a look. So here we are, and these are pretty nice gallery layout. It's basic, but it's very nice. You can come up here, you can play your slideshow, which will navigate through your photos with transitions. You can also click on the photo, which will forward it through. You notice the photo you're on also gets highlighted in the thumbnails over here. You can also easily click on one of the photos and that brings it up. If you notice, your image title is in this box. Now what you're going to want to do as the end user is going to want to come in here and change these file names. It'll give you a nice title to tell your visitors what they're looking at, and also help you stay more organized with what you're uploading. This download original just opens it up to its own page. I'm going to be removing that. But that's the basic gist of the gallery. If you go down here as an example of one with many photos, and it actually creates two blocks of thumbnails, and you can change that page here. So it stays organized and it's pretty sharp. So let's go to the back end. Those are your two galleries, Epic, Motocross. Epic, Motocross. Now, whatever you name your gallery, you got to keep it simple. It's got to be one string of characters. If it's 2 words, you're going to have to connect it with a dash or an underscore. Excuse me. But in order to use the code that I have pre-built in place, it has to be 1 word. Otherwise, it'll break it. So, first thing let's go ahead and create an album. So, I'm just going to name this one something generic because I'm going to be uploading some of the same photos to it, as I don't have photos for a new one at this time. This is just demonstration. So I'm just going to call it Lifestyle. You're going to want to check both active, which makes it viewable. It's basically like publishing it in page resources. And you also want to make it prominent. If you didn't make it prominent, you could actually make it available only to users of your site that have login permissions. Description, like we're not worried about. You could put something in here that's really for your own reference. Click Save. And now here's my new album. If you just want to see what one looks like when it's already populated, let's click on the Epic album. And here you can see this is the album. Here's the photos. Here's your same settings again, the name, description, active, prominent. Let's back out of here. Let's create this, fill in this new one. So we're going to right click on it. You can remove the album here. You could also just update or create a new one. We're going to go to update because we just created it. It's named. The checkboxes are fine. Description's fine. We're ready to start adding to it. Now, I have not played with the batch upload or zip upload features. I recommend not using them. They're really not needed. This is to upload a single item. The one you're most likely to use, and I have had great success with, is the multi-upload. I guess if you were going to do a really large amount of photos, then you would probably want to try the zip upload. You put them into one archive. That way, if there was any errors, it would be less likely to get errors, and it would be quicker because it would be compressed. I find this just fine, or this method just fine for what we're going to be doing. So I wouldn't worry about tags. That's if you want people to be able to search your website to find these photos, and we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to come right down here to upload. Also, you want to make sure that that is clicked to active. So I'm already in my photos folder here, where if I go to thumbnails, you can see we've got lots of different photos in here for this site. I'm going to keep this simple, but I'm going to show you how you can do a large group. Now, one thing I got to let you know right now is that these are all also processed photos. If you notice the folder I'm in, it says photos processed. All these photos have been run through a batch editor, which I'm going to do a video of later of how to use it, and they come out all to the longest length at 1024 pixels, which I've mentioned before in my other tutorials. This is important. That's as large as you want them, because this gallery component will render them down small, like we saw in this page, down to this size, and it'll generate these thumbnails. But if it's got to process these huge files, it's going to take a long time, and it's going to take a long time to upload. Some of these files are even up to 4,000 pixels wide and close to 10 megabytes a piece, which is going to clutter up your site, and there's just no point for it. You want to process all your photos to 1024 pixels or smaller before you upload them. You don't want to make them too small, because if they got to be enlarged, they will pixelate. So 1024 is a good standard. So I'm going to pick all these epic lifestyle photos right here in this group. There's quite a few. It's about 20 of them. I'm going to click open, and instantly they're going to start uploading. Drag my window up there. Now as they turn green, it means they're done uploading. It only does 2 at a time, but you can see it is quick. If these were still unprocessed photos, we'd be still waiting on the first 2. Now you cannot close this window or your browser while these are uploading. So if this takes a while, you're just going to want to go walk away from your computer and let it do its thing. There you have it. Looks like the whole group's uploaded. In order to double check, you can always come up here to clear successful uploads. We also got clear failed uploads. So if we clear successful uploads, it clears them all, so we know we're good. So we click done. And here's your photos. They're already there. They're all uploaded. You got a little bit more than 20. You can change this view to enter. And now it shows all, and there's 22 of them there. We have to come up here and we have to click save. None of this is saved yet onto your site. Now you're saved. We'll come up here, click back. And there's our album, and it's propagated with photos, and that's good to go. So now's the next step. Now we're going to add it to the actual front end, because this is a created album in this component, but it doesn't show up anywhere. So now I'll show you the automation I have built in place to make this happen. So you're going to come over here to your Resources tab, Resources tree, expand on your files, your folders down. You see here you got your photo gallery page right here. That page is actually if we open it, you can see, that's actually the introductory page for the photo gallery. Welcome to the photo gallery right there. You don't have to be on that page. I can be back in the components section, which I'll back into so you can see. Doesn't matter where you are, as long as you can see this file tree. What we're going to do is we're going to right click on photo gallery. We're going to come on down to the create tab, which will pop open this create document here button. We're going to click on it, and it's going to pull up a brand new page that can't be seen yet, but it's going to be created as a child element underneath the photo gallery folder. So I'm going to name this one the same as what I named the album. You could call it something different if you want. I did it again. Lifestyle. We'll put album. Lifestyle album. Okay. Indeed, you're going to want to check these two boxes here. I need to, I'm going to put in default that this hide from menus is checked, because you don't want this showing up in your main menu. So you want to make sure your hide menus is checked, and also that published is checked. If you save this document without it being published, it just won't show up anywhere. We're going to come over here to your template variables tab. Well, let me just mention real quick, the long title and the description, these are for search engine optimization. The long title will append to this main title in your tab up here when people come to your page. And it may be cut off here, but it plays an important part in search engine optimization. In your inner pages, it's not quite as important. The key pages, the parent pages, are the ones you really want to make sure you have a long title and a description of. Description, you can put a generic one for the inner pages that is duplicative, duplicates, but you want it specific for important sections like your contact, your photo gallery. We're going to fill that out later, but since I was right here, I thought I'd mention it. So let's click on the template variables tab. And I'm sorry, one step I missed. We're on the wrong template. So we got to come over here to the template section because this is an album. So we're going to drop this down, and you got quite a few templates here. These are different page layouts that I have created. So the one we're going to want is right at the top, called album. It'll ask you to confirm you want to change the template. Yes. Right now it defaults to events. So when you're in your event calendar and you're making new events, you won't have to change it. For albums, you're going to. Hide from menus, published, template album. Come here to template variables. And you'll see here, I already have this pre-built. It says place gallery album name here. And I have that also highlighted here. We're going to select this whole string here, and we're going to put the name of the album, and it is case sensitive. So lifestyle. Now, this automation right here, this drop down for selecting an image, you can read it, pick a thumbnail image to use in the menu for this gallery here. So this is going to be the image that shows up in this sub menu I've created, that is going to automatically populate and create a menu link to that page. So this would most likely be the main image for that album. Now, one thing to note, and I skipped over, is you're going to want to have gone ahead and uploaded this file already, whatever file you're going to use for the thumbnail. I can upload it here, although I do not believe it'll populate. Let's go ahead and try it anyway. So we'll click over here, which I demonstrated in the other video tutorial, how to upload. There's your upload button, brings up your upload window. Click that add. Let's go down. This is the block of pictures I just uploaded. They're not actually in your site where you can use them though. They're inside the component. So this, since that menu system is narrow and it's going to chop the picture, you want something that has some meat in the middle of the picture. So you want to pick a good picture that's not a long horizontal landscape photo. Let's take this youngster on the bike we've used before. Queued for upload, upload. And we want to look at the image name IMG 1067. It says OK, so it's uploaded. So we'll close it. It's 1067. One trick here I'll show you real quick. You see the filter box. I put 1067 in the filter box, and it will. I don't even need to hit enter, and it will clear the results and show me that one image. Now I was wrong. This one did upload, and it is refreshed in the tree. I've had problems with that before. So if you want to use this method, that's fine. You can upload it instantly. These still need to be processed photos, and these are the most important to process because these will display onto your site directly as they are. And if they're huge photos, the site has to render them smaller, which is going to slow down the page incredibly. It's going to be awful. So these are all processed photos in that folder I just uploaded. So now we have the name of the album, And we have the picture for the thumbnail of the menu. We'll click Save. One other thing you're gonna want to go ahead and do, this is just going to refresh, while we're in the template variables for this new page we created, you're going to want to go ahead and come down here to middle column. Now, the default banner image, which is in your middle column, that's why it's in this category, will always default to these young guys on the bikes and the group image. If you want to change that, you can drop down this window and just go through the process we just did. I'm just going to leave it as it is for now. This column heading, though, you're going to want to fill out. The column heading is going to be right here, and this is not auto-generated. And usually you want it just to match so I think I called that one lifestyle album. That one's template variables not used. So we got all of our template variables that are used done. We have our name. We don't really need the long title necessarily for these way deep inner pages. Published. And now we'll click Save. Now that the item is saved, for some reason it is not publishing. If you ever run into glitches, one thing to note while I'm on this video, you can come over here to Site, and you want to go to Clear Cache, and then Well, I am not sure exactly what the problem was. It is giving me a small glitch here. I had everything else picked. Let's see if it shows on the front end. I don't think it's going to. And it's not allowing me to publish it. In order to finish off this video tutorial, I will fix this issue and you will be able to click publish, and when you hit save it'll show up. For now, let me log out as the end user. I'm going to log in, just add them in real quick. And I'm going to force this to happen so I don't have to redo this whole tutorial here. So we're going to go back to that new page we created. Photo gallery, lifestyle album. In my interface, you're going to see some extra options that you don't have. Published, save, and there it goes. So there's a problem with the access controls. I will sort that out. But all I did was I clicked publish, which you shouldn't have had to do again because we already went through that, and I clicked save to save all the template variables that we just picked. We'll come back to our website and hit refresh. One second, please. Let's verify that we named everything correctly. Lifestyle. Hide from menus, published. I am wrong. I do apologize. You cannot click hide from menus for this album. I messed it up because this is an auto menu generating system. It's a sub menu system, and by doing that, it's not showing up on the front end. Let's save it. Now when I refresh, there it is. And it will be in the order that these are in can also be changed. You notice it does crop the image here when it sizes it. That's why I was telling you I need something that has meat in the middle that can be left over. And these images might even need to be made smaller if you add a lot of albums down the road, because they're just going to go right down the page here. I wanted to use an image-based system because we're dealing with photo galleries, because I thought it looked better. But let's just test it real quick and you'll see. So we'll click it, and there's our photo gallery. And just to verify, I'm going to go back in here as the end user to the new resource we created, which should now say published. And I may have messed up when I tried to I had it hidden from the menus. Nope, it seems fine. Okay, but that is your tutorial on how to add an album. I will straighten out this group access policy problem I'm having. But that is the process of you go through components to your gallery. Just a quick overview here before I close this tutorial, since we got a little sidetracked. You go in here and you add your album. You come over to the photo gallery folder, right click, create document here. It's going to create a brand new page. In that page, you want to create a name for that page, which is going to be also the title of the page in the manager. You want to make sure publish is here is clicked, and you do not want hide from menus on for this for adding a gallery for an album. You're going to come to template variables. You're going to put in the name of your new album. You're going to pick a thumbnail for the album menu, and you're going to come down here to middle column, and if you want to change the banner, which is the big image up here at the top, you can go ahead and select a photo. This one will auto resize the photo, and that's where the bigger size photos come in play with these banners, because that is a very wide banner and you don't want it pixelated. Come down here for a center column heading, which shows up right here, and you're done. One more quick tidbit back in the gallery section. If you wanted to manipulate your galleries, you wanted to change some photos, or you didn't like, or you wanted to add some, you would go in here, right click on your album, go to update album, and you can simply come in here, select some photos. You can do more than one. Let's say I didn't want, that one wasn't clear, maybe this one, and this one, you know, that one, this one. Okay, so I can't control select, but I do believe I can highlight, or you can do one at a time. So let's just say, okay, I don't want this one. I click on it, I hit backspace. Wow, this tutorial is going to hell. Okay, so I go to my photo, I right click on it, and I go to delete item. It deletes that photo. I can also, if I come down here, pick a couple that are in order, right click, delete selected items. Yes. Let's see if we can change order. I haven't tried this before. Yes, you can. Well, also what you can do is you can drag and drop these photos. If I wanted to change the order, I want this one to say down here up first, so I would drag it first. It would shift everybody over. And that's how you can delete photos from the gallery that you have. You can also go right back here if you wanted to add photos to the same gallery. Multi-upload, once again. Don't worry about tags. Active is right. Click on upload files, and same process. Go and batch select whatever photos you want. Open, and they will upload. You don't want to interrupt this process. It can mess up the whole album and maybe even the gallery component. I'm not going to save it, but if you would want those photos in, you would have to save it there. and then that would instantly refresh or add 2 photos into that gallery on the front page. So I drug this on a little bit long. Apologize for the small hiccups in this tutorial. I may redo it to clean it up a little bit at some point, but that'll give you the gist, and this shows you how to do your photo albums and update them in the menu system that's provided. And I hope this has been helpful, and keep looking for some more tutorials.